Welcome, friends. Welcome to our channel. This is our
Namaskaram.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, sir. This is our podcast, Bharat and Geopolitics, and this is your go-to source for any in-depth analysis on India's political landscape, international relations, and the secrets behind power struggle. In today's episode, we unravel the mystery of the deep state and explore how it influences global geopolitics. The deep state often sparks controversy, and today we are diving into the hidden networks, unseen forces that silently shape our world. Are the world's,
Yes, sir.
are the world's most powerful governments really in control, or are there covert players pulling the strings? So joining us today is Mr. Kannan Ramasamy, an esteemed expert in geopolitics and international
Namaskaram.
studies, who will shed light on this hidden world of influence and manipulation. Kannan Ramasamy is a MTech, he is a MBA, and he is the managing director of the Infrastructure Services Private Limited in Chennai. His hobbies include geopolitics, ancient phenomena, the wisdom, especially science and technology concepts in ancient Sanskrit and Tamil, and ancient history and geography from Sanatani Puranas and Itihas. So, Mr. Ramaswamy, it's an honor to have you with us. Welcome to our channel, The Creative Sagittarius.
It's also my honor, sir. Thanks for inviting me.
So, friends, before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode if you want more content that uncovers the truth behind the international power dynamics. Your support helps us continue bringing you insightful conversations. So, Mr. Ramaswamy, this deep state is very intriguing, and this is a very fashionable terminology. Whenever you discuss about anything about geopolitics, there is a reference of deep state. So I have also very much curious about understanding this deep state and how it impacts us. So my very first question to you, I went through your post on WhatsApp. So you have written a post about deep state and its role. May I know what is the source of this information?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, deep state means there is a secret group which is behind
Yeah.
behind the government, behind every organization which controls the important domains and functions of the world. That is the meaning of deep state. These people are not visible. These people are not visible to normal outside world. They stay in the behind. They operate and control economy, banking, finance, defense, wars, pharmaceutical, food, everything.
Yeah.
They stay behind. They are not seen in the public. That's why they are called deep state. This is a, simple definition you can say.
Yeah, right.
I will now say how it is originated. It is not a recent phenomena. Actually, when the Roman priests wanted to take control of the Roman Empire,
I see.
that time they were using religion as a means to control the Roman Empire, because Roman Empire was one of the growing empire at those days.
Right.
So there were a group of people who detested that, who did not like that. So they actually started a movement. Basically, they were Jewish engineers, Jewish bankers, and Jewish technology scientists. You might have heard the word of Freemasons, no, Masons. Mason is a civil engineer, no, you can say. Those people they rebelled against the church and they started that at that time.
Yeah, I see.
So they created a counter to the religious doctrine using the economy and finance and other means. This is what the original this thing. So what they did is they planted their own people inside the church, inside the government to change the policies, to change the control. This is the original. I'm talking about long back.
Yeah.
Then if you say in the modern times, it all started in the around 17th, 18th century. There was one Rothschild. Now everybody knows the name in America, but at that time he was based in Frankfurt, Germany.
What was the name?
Rothschild.
Rothschild.
R-O-T-A, Rothschild. Okay. Actually, he was a very, very intelligent, extra intelligent and entrepreneurial man.
I see.
He was doing very small-time banking. And he was doing some silk trade and other things.
I see.
Basically, at that time, Anglo-French war was going on.
Yeah.
One of his sons was based in UK.
Mm-hmm.
He saw an opportunity in using the war as a means for making money. So they financed. They collected money, small money from various people. They financed the English military on one side. They financed the French military on the other side. So they started like this. And when the war was ending, around the 17th century or 18th century beginning,
yes,
the England actually won the war.
Oh.
French lost. But for Rothschild family, what they did in England, they spread the news that England has lost.
Oh.
So all the people started selling their assets, shares, and whatever they had, because they were afraid that since England is lost, they will lose everything, control.
Yeah.
So the Rothschild collected money from various people and bought all these assets at the much cheaper rates.
Oh.
Within 2 days, because those days the information of win of the war has to come from France to England across the channel by boat. The messenger, whoever, it takes 1 or 2 days for the message to come. Wow. So when they received the message, England people realized and they wanted to buy back. So this man started selling. He bought at a very low rate, all the assets.
Yeah.
And other shares of the business, then he started selling at more rate. So this was the first manipulation by misinformation. I mean, recorded. In the recorded history, this was the first manipulation by spreading misinformation and monetizing this thing. Then Rothschild family grew. Italy, France, Germany, England. These were the 4 major financial centers those days.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Actually, they spread. And then in the First World War, they financed all the armies of Europe. Germans, French, Anglo, and Italy, everybody they financed. They made big money out of that. Then they thought, why we need to buy ammunition and arms from somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Why not we invest in those industries? So the investment into arms industry was started. At that time, there was a Spanish flu. 1916, at around that period. So they started investing in pharma. And they also invested in educating people to drive down the agenda. These are the major domains which they concentrated on at that time.
Pharma
Then secondly,
and which
pharma Yeah, at the time it was not like today's thing because there was no vaccine for Spanish flu.
You're right.
So they started trading. They started trading the medicines. They bought at a very cheap rate and sold at a high rate.
I see.
And then the build-up for Second World War was there after Hitler took over Germany. Again, they saw a very good opportunity. They financed all the sites, and this time Russia was additional. So they financed the Russian army also. And actually, the royal crowns of Europe that time was British, Spanish, Danish, Dutch, Portuguese, and all those people. They were very impressed by the Rothschild.
I see.
Because he was able to make money out of nothing. Every opportunity is able to sense and make money. So what they told us, please take our money and give us so much of return. Then became the fund managers. They became the fund managers of the royals of Europe.
Oh my God.
So actually, if you really see, there is no single nationality or religion or anything. They just are after the money. That's all. They will avail every opportunity to make money out of any situation, every situation.
I see.
Then the World War II happened, and the total economy of Europe got devastated.
Yes.
Total, all the countries were broke, like bankrupt.
Yeah.
Then they thought there is no more possibility in Europe to make money. Then they shifted to USA because USA was an emerging power.
I see.
And in USA, there were people like JP Morgan who were bankers, and oil was being found everywhere. So that was becoming a big money. So they joined hands. So Rothschild and JP Morgan and group, they joined hands and spread over USA. Because USA was just like what do you call it, emerging at that time. They created all the world organizations like the UN, IMF, International Court of Justice, like all those things. It was created by this group, not by the US government or any world government.
Yeah.
First, it was League of Nations, then it was changed to United Nations. So they started controlling United Nations, World Bank, IMF, International Court of Justice, everything right from those days, from the initial days. Then they started inserting their own people into the government at from lowest to the highest.
Yeah.
Government servants. So these government servants, even whoever is being elected in the election, that doesn't matter, the government servants stay.
Yeah.
So they were paid handsomely, so they were remaining loyal to this group. Then more and more elites of Europe and America, they joined hands with them because everybody had money, because all these royals had looted. See, British looted India, Africa, French looted Africa, Belgium, everybody looted other South America, Africa, Asian countries and had lot of money lying without use. So they all gave that money to these groups. Only condition is they have to multiply it as early as possible within a short time. So these people started using that money. Actually, if you really see, US federal, US Fed we call it, which is equivalent to RBI of India, it is not owned by US government. This is owned by JP Morgan Bank and some other banks. US government is just part of the governing body, that's all. So these bankers and elites, they decide how much to print. US dollars and whom to give, whom not to give, how to sell bonds, and all the control is with them. Then there were some this thing. Then they actually in US there is not one US Fed like one RBI of India. There are four total because lot of states joined together to form US. So these states, some of the states like Ohio and all that, they actually put a condition, precondition that they should be able to handle their own finance. So there are four US Feds in US.
Yeah.
So these people control the entire economy of US. They started controlling. Then in around 1970, 71, that Nixon and Kissinger who took over as Republican government,
Yeah.
they thought that if they want to grow across the world, they want to control the world.
Yeah.
US is not only this thing. So they need to have some control through finance, because finance is the easiest mean of controlling anybody.
You're right.
And at that time, it was like every country's currency was based on the stocks of gold they had. Every country currency value will be determined by the tons of gold or the kgs of gold they hold in their reserves.
Yeah.
So that was actually impeding US government and these deep state people from printing the money.
Yeah.
Because they are limited by the gold reserves.
Yes.
Because the gold reserves of UK, French and Danish and all, they did not want to give gold to them. They were giving only the liquid assets.
Yes.
Gold was kept by them. So these people, what they did, they removed the condition. Nixon and Kissinger, they removed the condition that it should not be pegged to the gold reserves. So there is no limitation for printing US dollar.
Yeah.
They can just print as and when needed without any control. Then they signed an agreement with Saudi king.
Yeah.
Because oil was the major source of transactions those days. It was the main, actually, if you say, the topmost commodity.
Yes.
So they signed an agreement with the Saudi king saying that all the selling and buying of petrol, oil or oil product across the world will be done only through dollars. That's why it is called petrodollar.
Yeah. Yes.
So then they made a system that how to transfer money from one country to another. They created a system called SWIFT, SWIFT, SWIFT.
Yeah.
So if you want to send money from India to anywhere, you can use only SWIFT. There is no other system.
Yeah.
They made it like that. So when you send like that, what happens is, see, you are selling something to Russia. Okay, Russia is buying something from us. For example, you need to send your banker has to send the money. If you are buying from Russia, you are sending the money to US.
Yeah.
Convert it into dollars, Indian rupee to dollar.
Yeah.
Then your bank has a bank in US. It may be, if it is State Bank may have a branch in US, or it is connected to some other bank in US.
Yeah.
Then that bank sends that money, dollars, to the recipient's bank in US. Russia, if it has a branch, Russian bank, if it has a branch there, they'll be sent to the money. Otherwise, they will have a connecting bank. Then second transaction from Indian bank in US to the recipient, Russia's bank in US. Then the Russia bank in US will send to Russia bank inside Russia. Then only it will reach the seller, whoever is selling it. So this whole transaction, every stage of transaction, they were making money.
Yes, yeah.
The trade is between Russia and India. US has no role,
Yeah,
but they were making money out of it.
yeah,
And one more thing is, because of this only available system, they were able to track all the international transactions.
yes,
So there was no secrecy, no. You cannot do secret dealings between Russia and India, or Russia, between any two countries.
yeah.
So they had the total control of financial transaction of the world.
Yeah,
Then any company, any country, if they want to buy anything from international thing, they need to have dollars. That was because it can be done only through dollars.
yeah.
So every country started having reserves in US. That was insisted that you can keep only in US dollars.
Yeah,
To claim that what they did is US Fed, what they did was issue bonds, long-term bonds,
yeah,
US Treasury bonds. So every country will buy that bond. See, for currently, till 1 year back, Japan had the highest, more than 1.2 trillion US dollars in bonds.
oh my,
China was having around 800 plus billion US dollar. India is way behind. India did not keep much compared to them. It was 10th or 11th or something like
yeah, yeah,
that. After this was the control they had over the world transactions. Then in the industry side, all the weapon manufacturing companies of the US
yeah,
or their associates in Europe,
I see.
they are all owned by these people, the entities funded by deep state, because they had unlimited money source from all the royals, because they looted for centuries, no, all the rest of the world. So they had a lot of money. So all that money were invested into this, and since there was not much of competition, whatever rate they say, that was being bought. Even today, India, whatever we say, we pay a very hefty sum to buy these
Yeah,
drone aircrafts.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't have control. Yeah, because we are forced to pay a very high amount.
Right.
Similarly, pharmaceutical. Most of the pharmaceutical companies in Europe and USA are owned by them.
Yeah,
Then food industry, fertilizer industry,
yeah,
pesticides, chemicals, oil products, all if you see, except those of even in Middle East, if you see, they have control, because only these US and British companies are doing the drilling.
yeah,
They are paying to Saudis, but Aramco, if you see, like they are indirectly controlled. The Aramco was also funded by them in the initial days. So they have control over all these industries. Then in the post 2000, this high-tech electronic industry boomed up.
right.
So those companies are also, that whoever were chartered, they also became part of this deep state, because that high technology which was developed by DARPA, probably it is a US government control, I mean for the public, but it's actually deep state control. It's a research organization in US for
Yeah,
startups.
okay.
Almost all the cutting edge technologies which are seen today now were all born from DARPA. So the DARPA technologies, developed technologies, were given to these weapon manufacturers, to the pharma manufacturers, to the other social media platforms, and everywhere. So
Sorry,
if you say Google,
we have 4 minutes of time left. So please finish this and then we'll be rejoining from the same link. We have
yeah,
4 minutes of
actually, I close this now because the high tech also become part of this the deep state. Okay, so and another one more thing is they also started a social engineering division, which is actually headed by George Soros,
yeah.
who this thing recruits college kids and school kids, and they change their mind and influence their minds, and they do regime changes. Whoever is not complying with the deep state agenda, they will be removed and changed. This is the basics of deep state. Now you can ask the questions, sir.